All right, back segment 2 here in the Week 8
Iggy and Larry,
review.
a couple of UHS soccer varsity alumni.
Just think of Jay Blanchard in the fall. Tube socks and soccer balls going in the econ. That's what this game reminds me of. These two soccer players.
Premier keeper and subpar JV forward. I think Larry was a forward. But definitely a premier keeper.
Yeah, I mean, Higgins was one of the best goalies, very underrated in the GGP.
Yeah.
As maybe
it's
one of the best.
Not talked about enough.
Best goalie. You know, I used to get drunk and go to these soccer games and sit behind Higgy and I would yell at the other soccer team with my friends back there. I think you were back there as well.
No, I was a fucking soccer player.
Yeah, you were on the team. And I would be back there just taunting the other team like, good luck on our goalie. Those were the days. Great fun. But now to a game 30 years later where we got Larry versus Higgy in the Jay Blanchard special. Larry is 3-4 and trying to find his way. So is Higgy. So something's got to give. Larry, Drake May, good job by Swift last week, although he has a questionable tag. Mason, CD Lamb is back. McConkey and Kincaid. Flacco at quarterback, and he's gunning with the Bengals. So I'd expect good points out of both those quarterbacks. Let's look at Higgy. Carson Wentz and Rodgers at quarterback. One of those is going to have a 9-point game. I feel like it. It's going to happen. Stevenson and Gainwell in the backfield is scary. Jefferson and Brown is great at wide receiver, and Hunter Henry. I think Larry wins this game by 10, 11 points, 121, 110.
I really like Larry's team. I actually like what he's done. You can tell he's really
He's
working
moving things around.
He is working the waiver wire. He's doing everything he can. He was being patient. He's got 3 victories during his little downfall.
Sometimes that's how you have to do it.
Yeah,
just stay back.
Got to kind of grind, and those are the teams
grind.
that typically can win a championship. I really like Larry's team here. I do not like Higgins' team whatsoever. A.J. Brown already had his big game. He doesn't do back-to-back big games anymore, so I think he's going to have a down game, which is why Saquon Barkley's going to have a great game. So Higgy is going down. He's going to go to 3-5. Larry keeps up pace with the other guys in the black and blue and gets to 4-4.
Yeah, and one thing to mention on Larry, this isn't a typical Larry season. Most of those years he blows up and then he loses it. He's kind of creeping in the background.
He's weathering the storm very well, I think.
This could be a little run for Larry. All right. Next on the list, we've got Danrod coming off the loss last week to Al. Now he faces Buscelli. Buscelli's got an underrated team. We're going to start with him. Mayfield and Williams at quarterback. He's got some bye issues. We're going to go with Pollard and Dobbins at running back. So I think Gibbs, Adams, and Harrison are all on bye. That's tough for Buscelli.
Yeah.
Something to look at. Coleman at wide receiver, Dobbs at wide receiver, and Goddard at tight end. So this is a real banged up lineup. Let's take a look at Danrod. He's got McCaffrey and White, Mahomes, and it looks like, Daniels is going to be out. So he's going to have to put somebody else in that flex spot. Waddle Williams puts up a donut last week at 0, so he's going to have to start Rashay Rice, who
Poor guy.
looks really good. Danrod's got some stuff in the tank.
He's got a nice bench.
That's going to be able to. I think he'll be able to put Kamara maybe in that super flex. So Danrod is going to be totally fine in this game. Buscelli is not going to break 100. Danrod should be totally fine. 128 to 93.
I would agree. I think he's got starters on his bench.
Yeah, he's got some good
Rice.
players.
Wendell Robinson is doing well ever since Neighbors went down, so he's got some options here. I think he picks up the pieces. I think Dan wins his game, and I think Buscelli stays closer to the bottom of the black and blue.
And look, you think about this, in that black and blue, or the Beast of the East, Dan Rod could open that gap even further this week to 4 or 5 games. I think he's got one. If JB loses to me, 4 games back. So JB needs to keep position if he wants any chance of catching Dan.
He's pretty close to.
He's almost
his
clinching.
playoff spot. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Rod's running away with it. Next up.
Is that right? That is right. Hit it.
We'll
just do it. We'll do,
you know what? We'll stay here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're gonna stay here. We're not gonna do another segment. We're gonna do these last 2 games. We've got Tony versus Banco. Banco's struggling now, 2-5. He was starting to get things going, and now it's kind of like that last week was like a punch in the gut. He's got to keep winning to keep himself in it. And let me tell you something. That trade hurt him last week. It would have made a difference because Chase had, close to 40 points. Let's take a look at Banco's team. Penix, and he's got Franklin in the Superflex. This is going to be a tough week for him because he's got Thomas on bye and Lawrence. So a couple of good players. Banco's going to have to run with Franklin in the flex.
Nico Collins is just a shell of himself this year.
Well, Andy's hurt, and Garrett Wilson's hurt. Scatabo and Jacobs in the backfield are always good, and Kraft's been great at tight end.
Yep.
But not much left not a lot of meat on the bone there for Mr. Banco. We're going on to Tony. Tony's got Dak Prescott and Olave in the Superflex. Bijan Robinson and Judkins have made a great running back tandem. London and Pickens at wide receiver.
Speaking of Dayman, there was some comments about Kittle at his press conference. Was that real or was that AI where he was talking about his fantasy, apologizing to all the fantasy football owners?
I think it's like a lead up for something. We're going in. Everybody needs to know that this weekend is tight end day or whatever. That's stupid. Tight end day.
Really?
Yeah, it's National Tight End Day, I think, Sunday. Whatever that means.
That's news to me.
But Kittle really gets excited about National Tight End Day, too. So I'd expect him to maybe do something in this game. I don't think it's going to matter. I think Tony runs away with this by 30 points, 135 to 105 over Banco.
Ever since Dayman changed his little avatar, he's been winning.
What a beautiful little man that is.
It is. And Banco has used the same avatar for
20 years.
Minute.
Yeah.
So
the cheesehead.
The change in the avatars is the difference maker here.
Okay. Wow, that's a good thing to mention.
Yeah.
Banco goes to 2-6, and Tony will go to even at 4-4. I told you to watch out for Tony, and I mean it. Watch out. Next game. Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Allen versus Summers in a real wacko game.
A rematch of the 2023 championship,
yes.
if my memory serves correctly.
Yes. 6-1 versus 5-2. Division leaders going head-to-head here. I can't believe Summers is a division leader and coming off of a pot. Let's see what's in his little recipe for his stew. Quarterback. He's going to have to go without Stafford this week. He's on a bye. Dart and Diggs will be in the Superflex. The running backs are Vidal and Warren. Warren's been great. McMillan and Chase, you know about Chase. And Otten should get some work this week. I'm a little spooky about Vidal at running back. I don't know how much work he's going to get. I think the Chargers are going to just throw it. But he might get something in the end zone.
That's tonight, right?
That's tonight against Minnesota.
Pro tip, check your lineups for tonight.
Yep. Let's take a look at Al's team. Hurts and Allen at quarterback. He's got his two main guys going. Cook and Williams in the backfield. Metcalf coming off a horrible game.
Oh, my God. That was such a pain in my ass to watch. Everybody and
And-
their mother was getting touchdowns except for
It was
Metcalf.
raining on everybody except him. And Devontae Smith at wide receiver with Kelsey at tight end. I think Allen gets this win. I think Eric needs that quarterback in the super flex to beat Allen. And the running back thing with Vidal, I think that hurts him. Hampton going down is going to hurt him. So we'll see how it goes. I think Al wins this game by 20, 135 to 115.
You know, I think this is going to be very, very close. I think the difference maker is Eric missing out on his quarterback, Stafford on a bye, and having to go with Diggs. If he is indeed questionable, it could be a problem. I think I'm going to win by, it's going to be very close. I think this is going to bleed into Monday night. It might be the TGIM. But
Hopefully we get one this week.
yeah, I hope so too. I hope
Hey,
so
we
too.
didn't get a review either from Eric. What was that little?
He's playing golf. He had bigger shit to do. I mean, it starts and
I don't
ends.
really care if you have things to do. You got to fit in a 5-minute review. I mean, we have things to do.
We do. Big
Let's
shit.
get the reviews in. Let's keep it going. Okay. Once we get the momentum, it's out the door. If we don't do this, yeah, that's it.
That's all I got.
That's a wrap up. Good luck this week. Everybody stay safe. We got a special one for you next week for the Halloween. We're gonna
something brewing.
We got something brewing, so get excited.
All right. Peace out.
That's it.